Is everyone just about finished? I got the birthday boy's dessert coming.
How many times have I asked you not to use baby talk? I'm not a boy, am I, Judy?
I am a sucker for that Americana early television sitcom style. So to have this so clearly, you know, derive influence from that and this portrayal of like the nuclear family, I thought it was great. I think in those first few opening scenes, you do a great job of establishing tone through the music, through sound, and kind of the suspense of them all being at dinner, just looking around, being like, okay, what's going on? And then you see a fly swatter at the table. Like, I think it was great. I think the actors had really good comedic timing in there. And it was super enjoyable to watch. I think it was an incredibly clever script, and yeah, I just really enjoyed this piece. And I would watch it again, tell my friends to watch it. I really, really loved it.
This was such a well done short. It has the feel of a stylized 50s black and white TV show, with the story of a stay-home mom in the kitchen, 3 cute kids, the breadwinner dad, and the neat little home, like Leave It to Beaver. We quickly realize, though, given the rather eerie minor key music and the abusive dad, that the film is much, much darker. I love the period wardrobe and the staging of the house, and the performances are awesome. The gloomy kids, the creepy dad, and the overly perky mom. I love the writing, too. It's also kind of a whodunit until the end. Excellent job.
So I absolutely loved watching Birthday Boy. I think you guys did a really great job of capturing this kind of old Hollywood feel, especially with the opening credits. I loved the inclusion of the clips that showed how the father could have like potentially gotten killed. I thought that was really interesting. And then although most of the story occurred at the kitchen table, it was still like extremely captivating and suspenseful. I thought the main actor of the father did a really great job of being this kind of unlikable character, and the twist ending was really great and really horrifying, and I think you guys did a great job, and it was just an overall interesting concept, so good job.
The fact that it did take the just the stylings of old school black and white, I don't know what era film, but to me, I'm just gonna say 80s, but that's probably wrong. But the fact that all the title credits were at the very beginning, that opening shot of the house, and just like the white picket fence and all that, it was just so perfect to how it fit into that era of black and white film. And then just the typical family setting of just the husband, the wife, everyone's happy, everyone's great, and it then takes the turn of like, oh, someone doesn't like the father, but you realize why they're trying to hurt him in a way and trying to kill him, and it just makes so much sense. And when it is exposed in the end that it was the wife, it just kind of all comes together, and I love the fact that it ended on them singing happy birthday. So it really does take you for this whole story of why things are happening the way they are, and but at the same time, it still had this like overtone of just being such a happy family vibe, even though there's such a dark, harbored secret behind everything, and you just don't know what happens behind closed doors. So honestly, I thought it was just a really fun time to watch. Again, I loved the whole nods to that era of black and white, and it did that just so well with this. So great job.
I thought this one was really interesting. The the casting is really great. I liked it being kind of placed in like the 50s, like that kind of like baby boomer generation where it's like the nuclear family and all that sort of stuff. I think that the look of all of the actors worked really well. The protagonist, I guess, but the father is really despicable looking. Like he's with everything pushed back, and he like looks slimy. I like that. I loved how they had the red, like the blood showed up like black almost because of the black and white. So I like that choice a lot. It made everything seem a little bit more gruesome, and the shifting from the aspect ratio. I think that was like a fun sort of like manifestation of like his realization of, you know, that beat. And so yeah, I thought it was
It
cool.
was an awesome film. I really appreciated the dark humor all throughout of it. It's presented like a nuclear family show from the 50s, but instead of everyone being happy and loving each other, they're all bitter and they resent each other. And I like the irony of it being called Birthday Boy, only to reveal that they're celebrating the dad's birthday. And that this celebration is really just him trying to figure out which one of his kids is out to get him. And it all comes together beautifully in the end when the wife, who gets treated like shit throughout, gets her comeuppance. And I like to think of this film as like if a show like The Honeymooners, where the husband always says, "One of these days, Alice, pow, straight to the moon," actually saw the wife fight back against those repeated threats of domestic abuse. So definitely enjoyed this concept of paying tribute to a certain era while at the same time completely going against the grain of it.
Has great performances. It is a very interesting concept on how they phrase it or frame it as the kids are somehow plotting against an obviously abusive parent and husband. The setting on an average middle class household with the close-ups, the music, and this script is totally scary with the great twist of being in a monochromatic film that gives it a classical touch, and it's just like a perfect family, and it was creepy. I really
It's
enjoyed
really
it.
interesting, kind of psychological thriller here. First of all, it's really impressive that they were able to assemble a small cast in one location and make an entire story like this happen. You know, we know it's going somewhere kind of dark, but then you know, we're not sure how exactly it's going to pay off. But you know, the payoff is really good, and very very grim. But at least we're seeing a guy get it who really deserves it. So. But you know, and I love the black and white cinematography. It was really beautiful, looked great. You know, also a cool effect when you know, the big reveal happens, the change of the aspect ratio from, you know, kind of old-fashioned look to more modern look was very cool. And you know, I like the whole satire of the you know, 1950s, you know, Leave It to Beaver, American style, you know, Americana, you know, old-fashioned Norman Rockwell kind of imagery that we have here is, you know, presents kind of an irony because, you know, something kind of dark and awful is happening against it. So very cool. Actors all did a great job. Really good score, well directed, well written, well edited. You know, like I said, great cinematography. So excellent job on this, and you know, good luck with it in the future. You did a good job.